Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Your Turn to Die. And this music is insane. It's so insane. We're about to get into the final 5 deliberations, and I've never been more nervous in this game already. And this game has already given us a lot of anxiety and made us feel very nervous. But it pales in comparison to what these characters are probably feeling right now. So let's start by talking to KG, if I can here. All right, let's not be hasty. Anyone want to confess their role, go ahead. I guess choose this topic, okay? Okie dokie, if anyone wants to confess the role on their card, let's go in order. I have nothing to say. Kana? I have little to say myself. You are free to imagine what you wish. I'm the Keymaster. I'm the one who's been saying it from the start. So, like, and again, he has swayed a few people, but like, he's such a liar. Honestly, this beanie sack of shit can't be trusted. It makes my blood run cold. Honestly, Reiko's not wrong. He's lying. I believe in so, and whoever tries to protect him is a sage. That's where we ought to aim. We ought to aim. So he's saying that. So they're saying that Alice is saying that so they believe in so, and whoever tries to protect them then would be the sage because they don't want them to die. So whoever of the 5. Possible the 5 that are trying to save so they see them as a sage then. This is so crazy, man. There's gonna be so many different beliefs going on here. Why aim for this sage, Wolf? The sage can divine, but if they're out, it's over. Yeah, because they're the easiest one to kill. And not that I believe that should happen or that we should feel that way, right? But that's what you're gonna be thinking in this type of game. They're the easiest one to be like, oh yeah, they're the one we should get, right? Like, oh, if that's the sage, I can vote for him. Exactly. It's the safest option for everybody. So the sage can't confess? Yeah. Hey, if Connor really wants to die, wouldn't you say I'm the sage? Also, the sacrifice gets to vote twice, right? If the sacrifice is someone who receives 2 votes. I forgot about the sacrifice getting 2 votes. Because that means that the voting last time is even more skewed than we thought it could be. Like, there's a possibility that whoever's a sacrifice voted for someone twice and then made it seem like more people were on the side of one side or the other, you know? That's possible. This is hard. Don't want to massacre. Oh, me neither, again. Me neither. Joe, you're not talking. What's your role? Who cares? Okay, then. And Sarah, you're the Keymaster. Yes. Okay, that's all our statements. Let's give it some real focus, everybody. Oh yes, Sarah, if you want to review the rules, ask me anytime, though we don't have much time. So, it's just in case we forgot the rules, I guess, as well. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to ask again, right? It's been a few days since I played this game. If you want to review the rules, ask me anytime. Want me to confirm the card rolls? Oh no, the card rolls? No. I know the card rolls. It's, we're the Keymaster. If we die, everyone dies. The sage knows who the Keymaster is, but if they die, then only one then it's the sacrifice and them die. If the sacrifice dies, that means they can take someone with them and save one person. That's the rules, right? And then there's commoners as well. So I guess we have a lot of people to talk to here then, I guess. Let's start with Joe, I guess. My role, who cares? Don't give me the look, Sarah. Why don't you want to say? Me saying something now is just suspicious, right? I mean, it's more suspicious maybe not saying anything. That's what I ain't gonna say. I don't think he really changed his statement, but have him add that statement? Not for now, no. For now, no. Let's just start asking other people. I have nothing to say. There's nothing to speak about. Please, Kana, anything. Give me information. Soul keeps looking at her. Soul, you weirdo. Stop it. I'm sorry. We don't have time. If Kana really wants to die, wouldn't you say I'm the sage? The sage is the easiest one for us to vote for. If they can divine, you can identify them right away. So it's a mystery to me why Kana wouldn't just call herself the sage. Katara's making a good point. If she wants to die, the best option is actually saying, I am the sage. Right? He's not wrong. Because you could just kill this person right away. But then that's also a strategic thing as well to do also. So you could say that she could be still the sage, but she's trying to go out. You know, I'm not saying this is what Kana's doing, but you could be trying to, like, lead you off the scent in a way, you know? It's interesting details come up here. I'm the Keymaster. I'm the one who's been saying it from the start. That means nothing to me. You got scary eyes, Sarah. Come from you? Now might not be the time to bother with him. I guess so. And there's Reiko. We have Reiko's support, though. Honestly, that beanie sack of shit can't be trusted. It makes my blood run cold. I gotta go with my heart for more than my reason. And that beanie guy's bad news. Can't ask him about shit. Honestly, it is like one of those things where it's like, to me, if Reiko doesn't like you, it's probably a good estimation that like you're being very untrustworthy. Because Reiko, like, oh, why she doesn't like dudes? That's very true. Which again, we're not going to hold that against her one bit. It's also a thing where like she's also like the most helpful person I feel like in this whole group. I think even more than Sarah. Even the sacrifice gets the vote twice, right? The sacrifice is someone who receives 2 votes. I thought we exclude anyone with 1 vote or less for being the sacrifice, but everyone had 2 or more votes. Oh, is she saying the sacrifice might vote for themselves? That's true. That is true. I've rather little to say. You are free to imagine what you wish. I have 0 trust after the incident with So anything I say. Do you admit you're with the kidnappers? If I denied it, would you believe me? I'll check anyway. Do you not deny it? Well, now I wonder. He's playing dumb. I guess we can add this to the statement as well, I guess. What meaning could this have? Gina, you doing okay? Stupid. Always a stupid question in these situations, but this is hard, you know. I don't want to massacre. Massacre has a bad sound to it. Didn't you say that word first, Gin? No, well, my parents would get mad if they heard me use a word like that. Oh, poor Gin. Poor Gid. And who told it to you? Big Bro Show said it was before the preliminary vote. If you pick Sarah, it'll be a massacre for sure. Because he believes that we are the Keymaster. Joe is on our side in this sense. So if we die, it will be a massacre. 100%. Everyone's going to die. Is that why? I mean, he knows we're the Keymaster, so I guess we can add this? I don't get it, but okay, woof. I guess. I'll believe in So. And whoever tries to protect him is the Sage. That's where we ought to aim. When I think of allying with So, it's pretty much just myself. Well, no more worry about being picked. What a show. So despicable. I guess we can add this too. So, we've talked to everybody here. We didn't let Joe add it to his testimony. Should we do that, I wonder? Because I'm thinking there's, like, in terms of opposing views here, like, is there anyone we can, like, go against, present against? I'm not sure here. The music's very, very. It's like intentionally anxiety inducing. So, Yin heard from Joe that there's gonna be a massacre. Kai is not revealing if he is with the kidnappers or not, because he I think in his mind he's probably like, well, people already aren't gonna believe me. So, Alice is on the side of So. Rico does not trust So one bit. We have... What was that? I just want to hear nows one more time, I guess. It was... The sacrifice thing. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. There's so much things going on at once, guys, so I'm going to be doing that a lot where I go back over them. Yeah, the sacrifice was a 2 votes thing. Kana has nothing to say. There's nothing to speak about. And she's being kind of like threatened by So in a way, it seems. I wonder what's... Because I think we might have to do a versus of some kind. I don't think we can present any evidence right now. In terms of statements themselves, like... Should we... First, let's add Joe's to the testimony. Don't give a look, Sarah. What don't you want to say? Me saying something else is just suspicious, right? That's what I ain't gonna say. I don't think he really changed the statements, but should we have it added to it? Joe, add what you said. I'm just saying the same thing. And he said something slightly different. So if I go versus here, right? Let's say we do Joe versus... I just want to see what Joe's... My role, I'm not going to say. But can we put that against someone? And the other statements are if I go... Big Bro said it before the preliminary vote. Oh! I just realized it's not about belief. It's not about belief. Oh my god, it just triggered in my mind. He's a sage. At least he could be. That's what we're trying to point towards. He could be the sage. No. Is there any way we can get around this and not have them pick Joe? Because there's nothing else really, because like... Cancel for a second, because if I pick your statement... The answer's hidden in darkness. That doesn't... The only thing that applies to the versus scene is this. Well, there's also this. Yeah, nothing else applies. Oh, I don't want to do this. Can we like... could you tell me that again? Because I thought it was just like, oh, he believes in us. No, I think it's trying to say that, like, hey, he could be the sage. Oh, please, man. Before the preliminary vote, Big Bro Joe said, oh, Big Bro Joe, if you pick Sarah, it'll be a massacre. Joe, what did you say about your role? Oh, well, I wouldn't say it. You corrected who cares into I won't say. A role you won't say, is it? It's like that, is it? Oh my god, oh my god, can we like pretend someone else, can we find a commoner? Hold on a second, oh, he's sweating. There's no time, we shouldn't be arguing, right? Don't kill Joe. Should I be saying this out loud? The outcome that results in a massacre, in other words, everyone being killed. It's when either the keymaster or the sacrifice is the chosen victim, is chosen the victim. Because the sacrifice dies. Wait, I maybe I forgot the role of the sacrifice as well. Because the sacrifice when they die, oh, seeing him sweat is so sad, man. The sacrifice when they die, or when they're chosen, they get to live, right? And then, you know, I get what we're saying. Everyone dies. Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, everyone dies. Yeah, sorry, I slipped my mind there for a second there, guys. Everyone freaking dies. Apart from the two people that, the person that he chooses as well. Man, I can't handle this. And there's only one role capable of identifying one of those, and that of identifying the keymaster. A role that shouldn't be exposed. Yeah, don't expose him, please. Look at his face. Will I expose him myself? For now. No, I can't say it. Because if Joe is exposed as a sage, he'll be voted for. I can't do that. I get what you're trying. You don't want to expose it either. KG, please wait, you're wrong. I just had it wrong, so... Oh... And of course people are going to notice this, right? Of course they will. Like, they're not stupid, you know? They're going to notice that we kind of, like, made connections with what Gin said. Oh, please don't do this. Let's not do this at all. No, he just, you could, couldn't we argue that he just believes in us? Joe saw Sarah was the keymaster. That's why he's convinced the master. I think you could say he just believes in us. Of course, just a strong possibility, but can you refute it? Yeah, he cares about us and he believes in us. I guess I can't. Joe. No, we're not doing this. Joe, wait. This is awful. Why? But you aren't giving up yet, are you? Of course not. Everyone, you gotta promise me. What do you mean? I'm the sage. I did divination, but I haven't clearly said what the result was. Oh? Because the sage, I can't lie about the results. I'm gonna say who the keymaster is. In exchange, I want you to not vote for me. Whoa! And you can trust people to make that deal? I'm on board. Now tell us their name. Their name is... What is happening here? What is happening here? What? Yes, this should be straightforward. Joe! Sarah, of course. Okay. I was so worried this game was going to go down a route where he goes, it's so... Not because I don't believe in Joe, but because, like, the way that they were trying... I think they were trying to make us feel like he was going to say something like that. But we had to believe in Joe, you know? Alright, now we look for a sacrifice between So, Kana, and Kai. So one of those is the sacrifice. That's what we have to find now. But it's so crazy that we're voting on who's going to die. Does that mean Joe actually gets immunity? Because, like, the thing is, you don't have to adhere to that, right? This music's crazy as well. Like, if two of these guys just didn't want to adhere to it and they voted for Joe, then it's over. I'm the sage. Wait. Kana. Meow? Look at this, the facial expression for Gin here. My reading was that So was the key. No. She is like, So has something over her. So has something over her. Hey! No, I'm the sage. Miss Sarah was the key. Oh, what are you guys doing? My head's spinning. Woof. Everyone, this is adding like freaking petrol to a fire. 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Quit giving statements, you five. We're going to discuss this amongst ourselves first. Hurry, we've got no time. So everyone's going to discuss this progress. That is crazy. And the reason why that's such a good part, right? So kind of working together, I have no doubt, 110%. I agree with you, KG, 110% I agree with you. The reason why this is so interesting and the dynamic that they added to this whole situation here is that we have this like moment where like everything feels clear, right, for 1 second, right? Joe might survive and then we're seen as the Keymaster. Having Kana be like, I'm actually the sage, and having Kai be, I'm the sage, adds a little bit of like fuel to like this fire that was just a little bit, like some embers, right? Because again, it was one of those things where everything felt so clear. And again, this game is so good at adding that like drama and that uncertainty to every situation, right? For sure. There ain't no way Kana's up to no good. I don't think it's that she's up to no good. I think it's a situation where like she's probably like being like held hostage in some way, like emotionally. Kana's being used by the beanie guy. He's got to cast her aside. Don't you dare pick her. I got it. Long-haired apron guy said his role last, so he's suspicious. No, definitely lying. Okay, I like that these characters are actually like, to me, like being very like smart about this. Being very cool about this. I was about to believe Joe earlier, but is he really to say yes? The evidence points towards this, right? As before I said it's because of just belief, because I wanted them to survive, but like the only person we actually have evidence that he actually knew something beforehand is Joe. We can't possibly find the answer in this little time. Yeah, it pains me, but Sue or Sarah could potentially be the Keymaster. We shouldn't vote for them. We might have protected. Oh wow, we're getting to talk to all these characters. The 5 who are not in the vote, I guess. But this could potentially save So as well. But what's crazy about So wanting us to go down with the ship as well is like, you'll die too, right? Which means to me, right? Like, if he, this is my estimation then. So is the, So can't be the sacrifice, right? No, wait, he can be. No, he can't be, because he would want to die then and want to be chosen. So is it possible that Kana is the sacrifice and she made some deal with him that she would pick him? But that doesn't make, no, let's not try to make those presumptions now. That's a bit crazy, but So and Kana are working together, I have no doubt. I agree. I know that much, but I don't know their roles. If there's some way to determine them, is there a way to do that? There is, there isn't. Is there a way to determine that? See, we can't just go by Ace Attorney logic. In Ace Attorney logic, I would say there is and bluff through it, but I'm not even sure. We'll say there isn't for now, and if we can come back to it, that'd be great. Figures. You know, we'll come back to it. I was about to believe Joe earlier, but is he really the sage? Feels like it might be possible that Joe was the sacrifice even. You gotta think. Yeah, but if Joe was a sacrifice, I guess you could say he's lying about being the sage so people will pick him, in a way. Well, there's 6 people talking here. Sorry. Yeah. Long hair apron guy said his role last, so he's suspicious. You're totally correct. He must have realized that if he was the only one without a role, he'd be chosen by process of elimination. Yeah, as it seemed as a commoner, right? For sure, you're actually very correct with that. Again. It pains me, but Sho or Shara could potentially be the Keymaster. We shouldn't vote for them. Well, who would be safe to bet then? That's the thing, it's looking for a safe bet. It's made everything unsafe again. The safe bet just became like or we're closing in on a safe bet, right? We knew we were the Keymaster, Joe was a sage. We just had to find the sacrifice and then everything else would have made sense. But again, they added petrol to a fire. We can't possibly find the answer this little time. We need to reason out the roles somehow. If only we could just look at what's on the cards, then we know about the roles. What's on the cards? Have her... Okay. Understood. I mean, why not? So something about looking at the cards? Kana's being used by the beanie guy. He's going to cast her aside. Don't you dare pick her. I wonder if the beanie's planning on to sacrifice Kana to save his own ass. So I wonder if, like, we could say there is, and wonder if it's something to do with the cards if you go versus here? That's good. I guess I'll persist until you can figure it out, Sarah. So, like, if I go something like this, it might just ruin our clout. Right? Maybe? What's on the cards? Yeah, there we go. Okay, 2 reasons there. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. We just have to relate stuff that sounds like it's similar to the other statement. That's probably not always going to work, but it's working now. Just maybe. 3 minutes? 3 minutes? What? Let's take a gamble on it. Listen up, everyone. This is the last discussion. Sue was a bit suspicious. Okay, so... Okay. This is so much fun. The mechanics of this game are so fun, but I'm so nervous about what's about to happen. Joe will ask you. Right, ask me anything. What's on the Keymaster card? In other words, what's the design? So interesting. You can answer that, can't you? As a sage? No. Look, he's sweating like crazy. Well done, KG. You've revealed the truth with just one question. Don't take me lightly, will ya? Obviously, it's a picture of a key. There we go. I mean, that's a safe assumption, though. The Keymaster, it's a key. Too bad, actually. Connor, what did it look like to you? It was a picture of a lock, so you're lying. Correct. Design of the Keymaster is a lock. No, it was a key. I remember specifically being a very ornate key. Slipped up right at the very end, Joe. What are you talking about? I saw for sure a picture of a key. There's no time. It's your last chance, Sarah. The last, right, there's no time. There's no time to keep drawing out statements. I need to do the final blow with just one action or we'll all lose. Wait. Can we show our card? Wait, what do we do here? We can't draw out statements. We have to deliver a final blow. So he says she says it's a lock. He says it's a key. What was on the sacrifice card? And what was on the we haven't seen the sage card. What was on the sacrifice card? It was like a skeleton? We're not allowed to extract, are we? Is that what they're saying? Wait, what? The sage knows the Keymaster. If that's true, some people are telling the truth and some people are telling lies. There's probably no time to extract statements of people at this point. Think more. What's think more? What's this? Contrasting statements is pointless to people who don't want to be chosen. Will just stall. Oh, we can get like hints. So, is the final blow that Kana is lying? Because we know what the card is as well. Should we try that? Is that what it is? Please elaborate on the statement. The answer lies within. Does it really? Please don't get in my way now, so. And you think you could prove anything with such a half-hearted attempt? Ugh. Everyone, Sarah hit her limit. Leave us to me. Was I mistaken? Oh, God. I messed up at the very last moment. With no decision made, the vote... Wait, what? Filled with irritation at my failure, at my fear, and my suspicion, and my vision went black. What? Just... I can hardly remember anything that came next. Not even who was chosen and who died. What? Oh my God, I thought... Okay, we have to think about that very much more clearer. Oh my God, we got a game over. Oh my God. And I didn't save until like... But we're gonna get back to the point. It's not a big deal. But... Man, we have to be way more careful about that. Oh my God, let's go back to it. Yeah. So, as I was coming back to this place here, I think one of the things I definitely got wrong about this was I was trying to do this thing where I was like, who's lying, right? And we know the Kana is lying, but it's not necessarily asking us who is lying, right? It's asking us who is the sage amongst all these characters, right? Who's the actual sage? Now, we're leaning towards Joe, of course, right? But they said that this is one thing that they said, and I think it's actually true, actually super, super important. Joe can't lie about this, so we know he's telling the truth. Or he made a strong assumption, right? The idea of like, it being a key. We know for sure Kana's lying, and we haven't, and Kai won't answer what the designer, he didn't say what the design actually is. So we know Kana's lying about being the sage. We know Kana's like, completely lying. Joe could potentially still be trying to protect us. saying there's a key on the Keymaster image is, to me, very, I don't know, very, how would I say it? Like, that's a very good guess. That's the thing as well. So I don't know if, first of all, I'm going to save, by the way, like, because we might have to do this again. We might have to do this again. I'm definitely going to save. So what if it's actually one of these things where it's not about accusing Kana of lying, right? Is there a possibility that it is Joe? Like, Joe is not Joe is trying to help us, like we said before, right? Is it a possibility that it could be we have to question Kai more about this, who hasn't said a thing about it, right? Should we try? We have a save right before here, so like we'll try our best to go into this. Deal the final blow. We'll know if we failed very quickly. Please elaborate on that statement. The answer lies within. It doesn't. Please don't get. Oh, it does not. Okay. I think you can prove anything with such a half-hearted attempt. Okay, so we failed once again. You can actually skip the text by doing this, by the way. Okay, at least we have a save right before here. I thought that maybe it's because Kai's the only one that didn't say anything. We have to like find out more from him, and there's a possibility that it could be a thing where like, you know. Because the frame I was coming at it from the perspective of we gotta see who is lying and we know Kana's lying. But Kai didn't say anything, and the key could just be a really healthy like assumption. As we said before, you could like just say it's a key, right? It's such an easy way we said it. Like it could be like. So, do you think that it is again? I think that the whole thing of the final blow is between these two characters, right? For sure. But we don't like. Is it a thing where we have to like putting them against each other? Doesn't make sense because Kai hasn't said anything. Can we use some clout to get more information? Do you think so? See, Kai's being extra silent here as well. So let's do the think deeply again. Think more, use clout. Contrasting statements is pointless too. Yeah, okay, so it's people who don't want to be chosen will still just stall. Okay. Can you use more clout? Right, all I can do is use an item, but who... Oh, so it's an item. Okay, perfect. Okay, that gives us an item. I don't know how you guys feel about using the clout aspect. I think if I fail twice, it's okay to be like, hey, give me a tiny hint, you know? But I'll see how you guys think about it as well, because for me, like, I don't mind either way. That seems like a very blatant hint, though. I thought the hints were going to be like, maybe Kai is a bit, you know, maybe like a little bit vague. But that seems like very blatant. So what item did we use? So these are the rolls, and that's what we're talking about right now. No powers, Keymaster all die. Cannot lie about the results of a divination is the important part, right? So I think it has to be the rulebook in some ways, right? And if we're trying to find out who the sage is, presenting it to Kana doesn't make any sense because it's like, yeah, she's not lying. Well, she is lying, so she's not the sage. She's definitely not the sage. Joe, I think it's a situation where, like, how do I say it? It's like, he got the right answer. But as I said earlier, a key is, like, very... How do I say it? A key is very, like, easy to guess, as we said. If we present this to Kai and say, like, hey, you can't lie about this, is that why he's staying quiet about the design? And Kai is actually the sage and Joe is lying, which again, I wouldn't put past Joe, as you said earlier. He would lie to protect us. Like, there's no doubt in my mind he would do that. Because Kai already said, no, Sarah is the Keymaster, which means technically if he was the sage, he'd be telling the truth in that moment. And now he doesn't want to say anything, right? Possibly because if he says, yeah, it's a key, then he's instantly, like, up for suspicion of being the sage. Should we try and present this and be like, hey, look, right? We'll try it. Again, we have a save right before this. There's no problem with that as well. We'll try this. This will be my final action. Deal the final blow. This is it. Oh, it's way different, isn't it? Yeah, we got it. Okay, that's really fun. the way we went around about that actually like makes you have to think like not just in like how do I say, you have to think like not in just the ways that like Joe is our best friend and he's telling the truth all the time, all this stuff. We can't just think of that either. We have to think of it in the ways that we also think about what you said earlier, which is like he's actually like an emotional person just like anybody is. He cares about us. He wants us to survive. He was sweating earlier too. Kai also said we were the Keymaster and then didn't answer the second time. And you have to tell the truth, which Kana already lied, so she's not the sage for sure. It's easy to say that it's a key, right? Easy to say it's a key. I love the way if you go around it that way, you can actually find it. Again, I didn't suspect Kai as a sage originally, but then it was one of those situations where, you know, when you start, I think it's different when you go, who is lying versus who is the sage, right? I think it's a different thing altogether. Right now I'm seeing the worst outcome in my head. It's just an uncertain line of logic. An imperfect whole. The kidnapper's design. If all my guesses are correct, it's over. It's all over. Please let me be wrong. I don't have anywhere left to go but forward. Kai? Yes? Please tell me the results of your divination. And he has to tell the truth. Quit it, Sarah. Stop talking to Kai now. It's just a waste of time. Believe in me. Joe, we believe in you, but I believe in you in a way that, like, you were definitely trying to protect us in some way. You won't say it, will you, Kai? That's just even more... That's even more reason that he's being suspicious. Because you can't say, because he'd have to tell the truth. What are you... It says in Rulebook 2. Sorry, it says in Rulebook 2, the sage knows the Keymaster is via divination, but cannot lie about the results of the divination. All it says is they know who it is. Wait. Hold on. Plus, they can't lie about the results. The real sage couldn't see any design. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, we got it in a roundabout way, but that's actually, I think KG did that on purpose. Because I was like, I didn't see him look at design either, but I just thought I just misread a rule. That's actually perfect. It's not that if he knew the design, he'd be telling the truth. It's actually the fact that he is the only one who didn't claim he saw a design. That's even better than what I was thinking. That's even better. Oh, KG, I think KG did that intentionally, right? 100%. He checked the rule book out. Again, I read the rule book just being like, oh, and all I saw is, oh, they can't lie, you know? All they can see is who it is. Man, that's way better than anything I could have expected in terms of the results of this. Like, because my assertion led us to the right way, but the actual reasoning is way cooler than what I was thinking. It's actually one of those situations where, like, he couldn't possibly know because, again, him not knowing is actually more of an indication that he is the sage. So Kai, who didn't say a design, is the sage. It's such a great way of looking at it. Way better than anything I ever thought of. Look at this expression here. But if that's it, then why? Why did Joe claim to be the sage? I think it's to protect us, right? Because it makes us out to be the Keymaster. It's a great imagery there as well. Present it all to Kai. Wait, what? Present it all to Kai, keep it all inside. What do you mean present it all to Kai, keep it all inside? Why would we not present it all? Is this wait, do I have to think about this? Do I actually have to think about this? I don't know. Like, I feel like we would, right? Kai, who won't mention the design, is a sage. Oh no, my god, the laughter as well. Look at this, like the smile on his face. I wonder if that like keep it all inside mechanic is going to be a thing that comes up later, right? Something we have to choose later on. Oh no. My fate has been set then. So Kai was a sage. You sure enough you had Kana lie for you. More importantly, we should listen to Kai. Kai's last words that, oh my god, how can you, oh my... Again, he did have Kana lie for him. When we came to the subject of designs, I realized I was in danger. And who's the sacrifice? Doesn't the sacrifice die as well? I thought I might play dumb, but it was clear I would be the most voted simply due to my lack of trust. Yet do not wish to die. I don't think anyone does, Kai. I don't think anyone does. Kai. Sacrifice is surely Joe. Joe? I'm convinced he purposely took actions that could be read as those, as to say, of this. Wait, what? But was he banking on people choosing him then? Because if he's the sacrifice, he's dead. And thus, please vote for So. Why me? He's a dangerous man who will certainly disturb our teamwork and lead everyone into danger. I did indeed have a contract with the kidnappers, but if you let me live... Oh, he had a... Oh my god. Oh my god. So he'd have like a lot of info on them as well. I have vital information for our escape. See ya, Kai. Oh my god, this is like brutal. Guys, don't be fooled. I'm the sage. Why does he think Joe would want to be the sacrifice? Because I don't get that. Because if Joe was a sacrifice, and people did, was he expecting that even though he proclaimed himself to be the sage, and said don't kill me, that people would still vote for him? Because they might still vote for him as a safety measure, right? I think maybe that's what they're saying. It's time to vote. Please refrain from whisperings. Please don't kill me. This is crazy. This is... Wait, it's just gonna happen. Please choose who to vote for? My video game brain, by the way, is obviously thinking that no matter what here, Kai might die. Right? That's my estimation. That's just, but then again, he said he has information to submit. But because the thing is, like, now So has become such an antagonist. I just don't. I can't see him dying now. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put my vote on Kai, but that's just because I genuinely think, first of all, he's a stalker. You know what I mean? Regardless of what like the situation is. Second of all, I think it's gonna be him. I know it's like probably a weak reason to vote for someone. But again, it's like, to me, it's like the difference is for me now from again, what we like have our information on front of us. So might become more dangerous in the future, but you're talking about a stalker versus someone who just lies a lot. A pathological liar who is dangerous 110%. Like, his lies are dangerous. They could have gotten someone killed, but I don't think you can compare like a real life stalking situation to someone lying in like really horribly in a game of death. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not comparable to me. Either way, I think they're going to pick Kai. Like, that's just my video game brain is going for it. My heart pounding. This is such a scary situation. Regardless of who it is, I think, like, you know, it's always going to feel weird knowing that you're about to, like, vote for someone's death, right? For sure. All votes have been received. Displaying the results. Someone did vote for Joe? Only 2 votes each, though? 3? Whoa. Yep. There it is. Whoa. Yep. Oh my god. There was no way, like, even if we voted for So, he wasn't yet. And again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think story-wise, like, killing off So now after what we just saw with the antagonistic nature of himself would be bad for the story in a way. Yeah. Oh, now his face is even covered as well. He knows he's gonna die. This music. That's too bad. You'll lose, Kai. I understand. So long as you may be the sacrifice, choosing you is risky. It's more than that. If you picked me with emotion, that would be your will. But everyone chose with logic. Awful, isn't it? Man, So even like rubbing salt in the wound right now as well, you know? This vote isn't about our wills. That's what everyone's telling themselves. How they're fooling themselves. Look at his eyes, man. The eyes are exactly why I didn't think they would kill him off in this chapter. Those eyes. Those eyes are going to be burrowing themselves into our soul for at least like 2 or 3 more chapters, you know what I mean? I'm sorry. Now everyone, enjoy yourselves as I check your answers. The thing is, what's so crazy about this is that, like, again, this music, again, it's beautiful, but it's so sad and melancholic at the same time too. Again, what we know about the characters right now, that's Sarah's stalker, right? If it's one of those situations where, like, I think there's a double-edged sword here where, like, regardless of what's happening here, we can talk about the idea of what's about to happen here. Someone is about to die in this death game. And I think the idea of the horrors surrounding this is more horrible than the idea of who's about to die, right? Because if Joe died right now, right, we'd be so upset. We'd be so upset. If Kana died right now, we'd be so upset, right? And I'm not saying, like, I hope it makes sense what I'm saying. It's regardless of, like, Kai, because yeah, we condemn Kai. We condemn him. We condemn all that entirely. Condemn him. But it doesn't change the fact that the ideas surrounding this game is about to become even more real. And we have the knowledge of knowing that when we watch this guy die, it could be us that's next. You know? There's so much horrors that go into this. This is about to become even more real than it was before. First the sage. You were right on everyone. It was Kai Sato. Next the Keymaster. The fierce battle between you two was a true sight to see. Amazing, Sarah. It was Sarah, there you go. Yeah, of course it was us. Stop it. Oh, we're proclaiming who the sacrifice is. And the sacrifice, the one who dies with objective incomplete. Oh, I can't. I almost want to, like, look away, but I have to look, you know? This is so painful. I think they're leading this towards this being Joe, and it better not be. Because of what Kai said. Please. Oh. No. No. F this, man. F this. F this. We knew this was gonna happen, but it doesn't make it any freaking... Not that Joe was gonna... We knew someone was gonna die along with them. Whoever was the person who was chosen. It doesn't make it any easier even knowing that, like, obviously two people are gonna die. And it's never will. My heart is in my throat. There's a pit in my stomach. Oh my, don't show me him, man. This is our rock, man. This is the guy who's been so, like, supportive of us. This is the guy that, like, made sure we were safe, like, in those, in our real life. Oh, don't laugh. No, that's even more painful. Oh, what to say? Guys. Sorry for tricking you. Don't be sorry. What the hell? I think it's clear maybe what... I think he was trying to be chosen as the sage so that he could save us, Sarah and himself. If I'm not mistaken. Wait, does that mean if he... No, I don't think it's how it works. I was thinking that if he could save Sarah, does that mean the Keymaster was saved technically? But I don't think it's how it works. Dumbass, what are you sorry about? Because don't you feel bitter? Every time I see like his face, like, man, I'm gonna miss this guy so freaking much. He was so supportive of us and he was so great with us. Like, he as I said, he became a rock for us. I don't know, I just can't see you guys. That's what he said before. That's so painful, man. Do you remember that's exactly what he said? He doesn't want to suspect anybody. And in the end, he was the one that technically lied, you know? Which is so crazy. Even so, and Alice must be good. Joe. That is... He's a way better person than I am. About So, by the way, like, Alice I know is like, I already have like suspicions they might be really good. Oh, Kin. Sarah. This isn't real, it's just, this is our best friend. It's the fact he's saying with his smile is even more painful. It would hurt less if he was in tears. It would still hurt, but it's the fact he's saying with his smile that's even more painful. Stop it. I don't believe it. Sarah, you didn't vote for me. That's what made it clear. Even if we voted for you, it wouldn't change a thing. Why? Why would they do this? That's so brutal. Oh. My freaking hair, man. Swear to, oh no, stop smiling. It's the fact that he's smiling when he's saying this is what's making me tear up. It's the fact that he's smiling as he's saying this. Oh, poor Sarah as well. Joe, last, there's something I want to say. Sure enough, it's hard for a guy and a girl to say this sort of Joe. What do you mean? That's so fucked. That's so fucked. I love you, Sarah. You're my best friend. They set this guy up so perfectly to be a guiding light in the darkness from the start of this game. And it's so sad that he's the last hours we spent together, these two best friends, was in a freaking death game. This is not right. I will kill everyone who runs this game. It's over already. Kaisato, chosen by vote, will be the main event, whereas your opening act, hurry up and die. Wait, Miley. Come, Wrigglers? What is that? What is that? No! No! That's too far! No. That's too far. What the hell? That's too far! Stop this, I'll do anything, I'll die in his place, so... Seijo, please help him. How cute. Why not? I'll give you a chance. This button was slow to the device connected to Joe Chizuna. What? Is this I'm gonna get my mouse. Is this a mini game? What? What? We actually have to look at this image as well. It's so brutal. Keep mashing the button. Maybe you'll save him. Oh, this button here? Oh, that's brutal. I didn't realize. Oh no, no, press it. Press it. Oh, I'm terrible at this, guys. Oh my god. I don't think it's possible. Oh god. Oh god, no. Oh. I went off the freaking thing. What? This image is so disgustingly brutal. Is it even possible to save him? Or is this false hope that they give us? That is so... look, I can't... I have to look away at points. I'm starting to think that it's not possible to save him. I'm legitimately starting to think it's not possible to save him. I think that was just a sick game or something, because when I think about it, like I would have had to do so much more to save him. Look at this image. This game is so cruel that not only did they have this brutal way of killing Joe, but also they freaking like make Sarah like try think that she can save him. There's no way we could have done that. Oh, look at this image as well. Joel, please respond. Open your eyes. Ryoko, your family. Oh, Ryoko. You need to go home to them, don't you? This is just cruelty. It's absolute cruelty. Let's go to school together with Ryoko. And she's still trying to click it as well. This traumatic feeling with each press the button, my heart crumbles. Because again, to me, it's false hope. That's what I'm saying this is. And how freaking absolutely disgusting these people are in this death game. How disgusting this is. That is more cruel than anything I've seen in a death game. Because it's not just us voting someone. It's not just us sending someone to death to a vote. It's us actually thinking we can do something about it. I've never seen that before. The idea of us trying to prevent it. It's almost more horrible than not being able to do anything. Like I'm pounding my heart with a hammer. You know what I mean? It's more brutal, like, giving the character this thing that they feel like they could do something with it. But really, we just prolonged his death. And she's trying her best. Look at this. It's so horrific. Just stop, Sarah. This is so disgusting. It's enough. I've never been more disgusted. Poor Sarah as well. She's got, again, like, how could she not live with this for the rest of her life? How cute you are when you cry. Oh, F off. Oh, stop it. You were so close. I might have stopped with it just a little more. And this thing, I don't believe this for 1 second, but she's trying to crush Sarah's spirits. And look at this image. Disgusting, man. You're horrible. As if you ever intended to... Yeah, exactly. She knows this. But we gave ourselves false hope because you try anything. It's nothing to cry about. Is it your hard work like Joe's doing to live... You're sick. Absolutely sick. I hope you get destroyed. I hope that you suffer. I hope you suffer. With each button press of yours, Joe... Exactly. That's the thing. Oh my god. But in that moment, we felt this way. And we felt this way the same way as Sarah. She can't blame herself for this. We thought that we could do something. We thought we could do something to save him. How boring have you been broken? She's horrific. This is just so horrible. This is so dark. I have no time to spare for you. For Kai Soto, you are the main event. And here we go as well with Kai. Unfortunately, I will not let you die as you wish. What? Wait, what did he just do? What did he just do? Did he just cut his... What did he do? No! He's the one that took the knife! Did he cut his own wrists? No freaking way. That is... Again, that's brutal. Get off, you idiot brute. Wait, so Kataro's letting him die by himself? I won't let you go if you killed me. I can't activate the device? Miss Sarah, can you hear me? Joe, listen to me, Sarah. This is resistance. Our lives toyed with to our enemies' whims. We aren't able to save even a single person. This is such a brutal image. As we die off, this is my feeble resistance. But one large step towards counterattack? It was a step I was able to take because you brought me time. Because we tried to save Joe? It is surely not futile. Jesus Christ, I entrust them to you. What, this meaning of resistance entrusting it to us? Our regrets, our hopes. I am satisfied. What the hell? Oh my freaking god. What? Tazuna, wasn't it today your birthday? Guys, this is one of the most brutal, disgusting, horrific moments in a video game ever. I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned. Wasn't today your birthday? Good memory shadowing. And didn't I say Joe was fine? Then you should call me Sarah yourself. Have this, Joe. What the heck? It's so cute. Is this her Joe? It's a dog keychain? My friend Ryoko won in an arcade. You can take it. Oh, our friend Ryoko? Then I'll wear it till graduate. That's what the thing on the... Oh. Was that the thing in the pocket? That long, don't get it confiscated? Thanks, Sarah. Was that the thing, the freaking thing, the pocket? Oh, they're showing who's. Oh, that's so brutal. Look at the size again. 9 remain. Look how sparse it already looks. This is brutal. Genuinely one of the most horrible feelings ever. I feel dirty. I feel sick. I feel icky. How's Sarah? She's tossing and turning. I'm right next to you, big sis. Kin. Lovely kid, man. I'll go too. I don't know what I can do, but I'll at least stay by her side. Yeah, right. This time we'll give. Oh, Rico. Look at these characters already. How proud I am to be around them and to know them. F you. Everyone rest up a while before proceeding to the next floor. How about we just kill you? Can you go home? Funny joke, we only just begun. That's what's even more disgusting about this as well. Let's enjoy this, everyone. I hate her. I hate her so much. Kai, were you a bad guy? Being bad, that makes you good for nothing. And you didn't seem like it to me, a good for nothing guy. I know, I just don't know. See, the thing is, if he was stalking Sarah, as Sarah says, and again, we believe Sarah, unequivocally, he's a bad guy. But are they trying to, the way they're trying to phrase in this game, am I wrong in saying the way they're trying to phrase it with Sarah being like, is that really who he was? And then Katara being like, I don't know if you're a bad guy. Are we going to find out something more about him later? But I'm going to believe Sarah, like, I'm sorry. I want to know everything. You're the one who said it. I don't like this. Oh, is this their deal they made? Please don't make Sarah sad. Didn't you feel anything from what Joe said? Oh, did he feel something? You could tell he was a bit shook by it. Right? About him being a good person. That actually did affect him. Alice. You said you were a policeman, yeah? What about it? A policeman knows murder cases, yeah? If I'm in charge of them. Do you know the crime I committed? Why? I imagine it's just a coincidence, but I killed a person once. What was the victim's name? It was... Sohiyori? Wait, what? Wait, what? What? And that's the name of... That's the name of, like, So, right? What? What? I can't even fathom what that's going to mean. Completed chapter 1, part 2. No, we're definitely not going to start with what? I don't think we can begin, right? I'm sorry. Muscle Gorilla. Big Sis Sarah. Gin? What just happened? Mom, what? What just happened? What just happened? We already went through so much. What are you doing now? Excuse me? What is happening? I've brought you your lunch. Oh, thank you. Kai, you got a minute? Yes. Who's this? How many years has it been since you came here? Many indeed. Surely it's been quite a long time. That's the one to give you this, you hard worker. What is this? Go on and try it on. Oh, it's like a different apron? Like the apron we know now about that Kai has? Suits you perfectly well, eh? What exactly led to... Why are they showing us this now? Come on now, it's a present. And what just happened with... Wait, what? What? I have to process this. We just had this stuff again. And now we have this now. So my wife's here and lives safely. That's our dad? So you mean to state your feelings of gratitude? Wait, what? We live safely because of Kai? This isn't about gratitude as your employer. That even belongs to my own mom. What? That's how much your dad cared about Kai? In other words, it proves your initiation to the tradition of homemakers. What? Homemakers? As well as your bond... So those emails are possibly true about him, like, caring about the Chidorin family? I need to know everything. I need to know everything right now. To me, what is going on? Your family? I am family? My wife thinks the same way, so she says I give you a gift, in fact. Surely you're just someone such as me. He's covering his face with the pad? What's the matter? Were you crying? What is... Oh my freaking god. Are we about to have a revelation amongst revelations here? Your eyes are... Don't tell me you were crying. Whatever are you saying? Makes me happy. If it comes to it, I'm trusting you with... Holy F. Someday that girl will learn I'm not a real father. That girl's destiny has so much potential for change that I put my own life on the line. It's far from trifling. But I've got no worries. Stop. No, you can't. What the freaking hell? Is that why this whole time she's thought of him as a stalker is because he's been, like, legitimately watching her from the shadows? Oh my freaking god. Please don't say hero. I'm nothing but a traitor? I'll remain in the shadow, never known, and just continue to protect Miss Sarah. This is crazy. Such is my affection. But this apron, I will use it with care. I will treasure. This is what our grandmother's apron was on Kai this whole time? He's actually crying as well, man. What the hell? Affection? I may have trusted you to her, but I won't give you... Oh my god, what the hell? I may have trusted her to you, but I won't give you my daughter. Never. Master? Daughter. When it comes to Miss Sarah, he loses sight of all else indeed. Yeah, but that's like... I'm sorry, it's a little bullcrap, like, from the dad. Like, if you're, you know, like, the word affection drives you crazy when you're sending a dude to, like, watch over your daughter anyway. You know what I mean? I don't know. From this angle as well, I must continue to watch over Miss Sarah. That is nuts. So the reason why he was seen as a stalker is because technically he was watching her, but from the guise of being a protector. I wonder if she's focused on her studies now. What the hell? Joe? Wait, now they're gonna do this? Like, is it a memory or something? They've already, like, given us this, like, crazy brutality already. My mind is blown with the stuff that's happening here. I think I want to talk about the stuff with Kai, like, before we go forward here, because obviously we're about to go into some freaking heartbreaking, monstrous situation here, but I want to talk about all this, because it seems to me that, first of all, like, our dad was talking about how, like, we have some sort of destiny. He might just be saying that as, like, you know, saying we have... I don't know why he's saying that. But then there's stuff with Kai. He, like, asked Kai to watch out for us. Now, it's really difficult to know the context of the watching out for us, right? Because was he watching us all the time? Was he watching us just one time and we saw him and we thought that was our stalker? You know? Was it 2 or 3 times? It's hard to know about this. And I'm not going to even invalidate Sarah's feelings, by the way, because if you think you have a stalker and then you see someone, like, watching you, you're going to think, like, oh my god, who the hell is that? Of course you would. Jesus Christ, of course you would. She was going through something absolutely horrible. But it seems that, like, what I'm thinking is that there still was stalkers. And I say stalkers because I'm starting to think it maybe could have been like the game itself, right? Or the people running the game or someone in the game. But there's also, then maybe she saw him at points and was like, oh, that's the stalker. Right? And that would make sense, I guess, if like he's watching over her. Which then, like, I'm just saying this right out, like, that's like, it's so unfair on both Sarah and Kai in that context, right? Because if it's a thing where, like, he watched over her once or twice and then she was like, oh, that's my stalker, that's so unfair, obviously, like, on his perception. But then again, it's also unfair to expect Sarah to understand that that's just someone watching out for her when she doesn't freaking know them. Right? Like, what do you expect her to do, you know? If she sees someone glaring at her, the first thing she's going to think, especially with the paranoia that was happening with her. He got painted with the wrong brush in this sense, then, if that is the context. Which is horrible. And then she was led to believe, because of this situation, because of her trauma and her anxiety, that he was also a stalker. It's brutal. Hey, Sarah. Watch, yo, face forward in class. Oh my god, this is gonna be so painful. I heard they opened up a super good kebab place. Let's go there on the way home. I'll treat you. That's so nice. That's so nice. This is gonna be so painful, isn't it? I can only imagine. Holy hell, this is gonna be trying to kill us, isn't it? Okay, fine. Look at his face. You're so loud. Now's not the time to talk. And hey, in exchange... Oh my god. Just looking at his face right now. This is so brutal. Like, just seeing his face is already painful. And you can imagine what Sarah's going through. Like, it's probably like the worst feeling in the world having to think about this stuff. Not that she's probably aware she's in, like, because it seems like a dream or something, right? But Jesus Christ, for us, like, my hair's already, like, it hurts. I get it, I'll bring Ryoko too. For real? No, that's not what I meant. Seriously, quiet, what are you trying to say? Please show me your homework, Madam Sarah. Oh my god. We were in class, remember? Of course we're not gonna lend it to you. Just for a second, I'm fast at copying. That's not a skill deserving of praise. Sorry, but I can't. It's called homework. Your fault for not doing it at home. Well, I don't know. It always depends on what the person's comfortable with, but like, it's one of those things where we wish he'd be copying our homework now, right? Of course. You're right, but do homework at home. Come on, man. Oh my god. I'm dead. Oh my god, what are they doing? I knew they were going to try to do something horrible. I died. Oh no, because you questioned me. No, don't think that way. Don't think that way. Don't you feel any responsibility? No, you can't think that way. You can't. Oh no. This is so brutal. And I suffered a long time. Oh, stop. No, stop. Stop. That is so awful. You got anything to say to that? This is, obviously, she's going to start blaming herself. That's obvious. That's so bad. This game is brutal. What is wrong with this game? She doesn't have, she didn't do... Yeah. No reason to climb up. You damn murder. Oh, that's horrible. That's so horrible. That's so bad. That's so bad. No. I just had to move forward. I did the most I could. Oh, she's panicking now as well. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is how it turned out. Look at this image. This is going to plague her. This is going to plague her. It's so horrible that she even has to think of this, for God's sake. I protected everyone. I did. But I died. Kai died too. But... Stop it already, Joe. Please. You want to look away? This is horrific. This game is not letting its foot off our neck. At all. Oh my god. That is so freaking horrible. Holy hell. Again, they're not shying away from showing the effects that every single thing that happens in this game is going to have on these characters. And look what this has done to Sarah. And you know it would do this type of stuff. Like, that was her best friend that she feels like she made suffer for longer. Which technically she did, but it's not her fault. It's not her fault at all. A dream. That was just a dream. I need to calm down. I need to. This is so hard to, like, even witness. My head is spinning. Where is this? It's like a bedroom? I think saving now is actually, like, not a terrible idea, so we can, like, come back to this afterwards. So I'm going to talk about the Kai thing as if I'm assuming that it was real. And it wasn't our dream we were having. It was more of a precursor to a dream we were having. It's so crazy to me, like, what this game has done, in a sense that, like, as I was playing this game, I was enjoying the mechanics of the game a lot. Like, I love the kind of, like, trying to figure people out and trying to estimate, like, why they would lie and why they're, like, you know, telling the truth, or why would they say this, or why would you say that, choose the right evidence, put people versus each other. I think we kind of got more of the hang of it as we were going forward. But I think, like, intentionally so, the game snapped us into reality and put us into a place where, like, we, where I feel like it was like, okay, you're here now, and you have to understand, like, what's happening, right? To me, it's it's an absolutely brutal game. And when I say it snaps you into reality, it's like, yeah, you're having all this fun with the mechanics, but you have to understand, like, people's lives are in the balance. And why we never forgot that, I feel like, as I said at the end of this, like, Kai dying, right, made everything so real. And now we have to assume that, like, Kai wasn't a stalker. He was someone who was sent to watch over us by our dad, which still, like, you can't blame Sarah for the context of that, but it's also unfortunate then because the circumstances that were laid there, because I'm assuming, again, if he was watching her all the time, of course she's going to think that, or even, like, once or twice, she's going to think that. But obviously we need to know the context of exactly how that was happening, right? But it's just, like, really unfair all around. Obviously, depending on the context for Sarah and Kai in that situation, I feel like the dad should have thought about that a bit more before he decided that, right? The actual mechanics of this game are awesome. I love trying to figure out who was, like, you know, lying, and I love the part at the end with the sage stuff, because while I got it wrong, like, it was, like, a really cool way of, like, you know, trying to figure out, like, oh, you have to reframe your mind and put it in the right position. It's not about finding just a liar, it's about finding out who the sage is. It's interesting, we're going to see people, like, you know, lie throughout this whole game, and we saw, like, you know, Soul was lying like crazy. Joe lied. And I think Joe lying is a really smart thing to do as well, is because now then we have this thing where it's not just like the quote unquote bad characters that lied, right? It's not just like a situation where we're like, oh, like it like Soul lied, big deal, you know, and Kai potentially lied, big deal. It's Orkana's being kind of, like, manipulated to lie, big deal. What it is instead is when Joe lies, it's like, okay, for different reasons, not just the same reason. It doesn't matter what the reason is. It's for different reasons. Characters that we really, really like will lie as well. And it could be to protect us. It could be to, like, in this case, it's being the sacrifice. My assumption of why Joe lied was so he could die. And some people would pick him as the sage. He would die, and then he could pick Sarah to survive, and the two of them would have survived. That's my estimation. That's the only thing I can think of. You guys probably have a different maybe view. Please let me know. But it gives us the estimation now of, like, this is a death game. And even if it's for good or bad reasons, people will try to survive, and people will try to help other people survive. I knew Soul wasn't going to die not because it's, like, a predictable, but because it's just good writing to not kill off a character like So in the first chapter, who, in my opinion, lends such a beautiful added fear and drama and anxiety to the game that no other character kind of brings to this game, where it's not like you can really condemn him and be like, he's evil, right? You can't just say you're evil, right? But what we can say when we look at him, and with So, is we can say this guy is trying his best to stir up some trouble here and lie to people. He seems very abrasive and stuff, I guess, too. So he's almost like the, it just wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense killing him in the first chapter when he's so well written to be like such a fantastic manipulative antagonist in a way. He's great in that sense in terms of writing. But yeah, the whole actual game itself was fantastic, like actually playing it. But then as soon as you get into like the post parts of this, where we realized it was Kai who was the sage, it's kind of crazy in a way that like when you think about the voting system, because Kai wasn't a stalker, we sent this guy to die, right? The whole situation with Kai is a really difficult one to navigate because it is a horrific thing that happened all around here. And the reason why I said earlier that I think that her dad should have had some foresight in this situation is that maybe it's unfair to say that, but he said there's something like that. For some reason, he needed Kai to protect Sarah for some reason. We don't know the full context of it either. It could just be an overprotective dad. In that case, it's like, dude, just talk to your daughter and say, hey, if you see this guy around, he's a nice guy. He's a family friend. I see him as a son or whatever. He can look after you, right? And that changes from Sarah seeing Kai and being like, is that my stalker? To Sarah seeing Kai and being like, oh, there's Kai. That's my family friend. He said if I need anything, I can help. He can help me, right? It changes the context completely for Sarah, right? And we don't know the full context of how like he was watching over and all this stuff as well. Because the way I see it is like, it's like if he was watching over her constantly, where he was there every day looking over her, right? Then that is a situation no matter what that like, that's bad. You don't do that even. Like, well, obviously, like if you're looking out for someone, that's fine. But like then if she catches you 20 times, you at that point, are you just like someone like that's always like following? I don't want to say stalker. It's bad to call someone a stalker when like are not trying to do that. But you can't blame Sarah in this instance for thinking this guy is that, especially with the high anxiety she had, the horrors that she was going through. You wouldn't trust a soul. You would not trust a single soul. And what I'm thinking now is that's happening is there are other stalkers or stalker. I keep saying stalkers because I'm starting to think that in some ways it could be a situation where the game itself, because in my view, there's another stalker out there. That's what I'm thinking. Like, because I don't think they're saying that there wasn't a stalker. I think they're saying that like we thought that Kai was a stalker, right? I'm starting to think, because the thing is like, if it's a situation where like all she thought it was like Kai was the only reason she thought there was a stalker, that means the context is he was there all the time, which again is bad, right? You don't want it to be hanging over someone all over the time. So my estimation is that like maybe she saw him like here or there. Again, I don't know the full context. And then that's what led her to believe, okay, that guy's the one who's always like looking at me. All it takes is like once or twice, right? All it takes is once or twice. But because am I wrong in saying that there might be another, like an actual stalker? Because then if she was put into this game, you could say that way too. Like they were stalking her. They got her, right? They got her mother as well. So there is that situation as well to deal with too. But again, I don't know the full context of the Kai watching over her situation. All we know is that her father sent Kai to watch over her, which then led Sarah to believe that Kai was a stalker, which I'm just going to say is right now, to me is like super unfair on Sarah, and let's say to an extent here as well for Kai as well, who like died with Sarah still believing that he could be her stalker, right? And the reason why I say it's unfair from the dad's perspective is because the dad in this story, right? Obviously, there's a reason he wants to protect her. I think there could even be a bigger reason or conspiracy or whatever that's happening here. But I still think it's one of those situations where like the best course of action for her dad would have been to do this. Hey, there's this family friend here. Look out for him. He's there, and you can if you ever need anything, you can go to him and he'll help you out, right? It eases the tension of, and then she knows, okay, when I've seen this guy 2 or 3 times, 4 times, whatever it was, that he's not bad, right? He's a family friend or whatever. But even at that, I feel like it's like, again, we need the context of like, was it a bunch of times? My estimation is, and this is my thought process, is that maybe she saw him once or twice. And again, because she is in a state where she's clearly going through a lot of traumatic stuff, it's not her fault. She saw someone watching her and said, that's my stalker. Like, you can't blame Sarah for thinking this stuff when it clearly was a situation where everything would have been untrustworthy in her mind. Everything. I'm not trying to say like, oh, you go crazy and like, because again, I was validating her feelings through the whole thing, and I don't regret doing that at all. It's more of a situation that like, if someone's stalking you for a while and then you see, like, as I said, you see someone looking at you from a distance like once or twice, even 3 times, you're going to think that that's possibly them, right? Your mind won't let you think otherwise. It's just the truth. And then again, that's why I'm saying it's kind of unfair here, because then like Sarah had to go through like this trauma as well of like thinking that this is the person who's with her inside this place, and then she's thinking, okay, I'm in trouble here because this guy is the guy that was possibly doing all this stuff. And then at the same time too, then you have Kai, who now, at least until we're told otherwise, if I'm thinking that correctly, he's still kind of he wasn't like exonerated fully in Sarah's mind. It was just that she had suspicions that he might not be that guy. She was like, who is he? And then even like, Katara at the end was like, oh, he might be a good guy. So like he died in this very brutal way, like where he and it makes sense, I guess, why he was pointing towards Sarah to be like, hey, you got to be the resistance in this thing. Because he seemed to have like a lot of care towards her family and a lot of like love towards her family. And like if you're giving someone your grandmother's apron or your mother's apron, that means there is like a lot of like trust and care in that family. So he did trust it. Her dad did trust him. So there's that. But again, we need to know like the full context of what he was doing, why he was doing it, when at what point. Because right now, all I can really feel is that this is one of the most unfair situations that could ever happen. And it's not a situation where like we can just like, as I said, we're not tipping over and being like, man, like it's totally just unfair on Kai. Like, and I don't think her dad knew this. Maybe she didn't. He didn't know this. But like, if you have someone who's stalking you and you think someone's stalking you, and then you see someone watching you multiple times, you're gonna think that's the stalker, right? For sure. Like, that's not on Sarah. You know what I mean? That'd be so bad. Of course she's going to feel the way, especially when, like, she's going through anxiety. She doesn't want to walk home alone. She's terrified. She's dealing with a stalker, right? And here's the thing. I don't want to just make it about, like, the idea of, like, oh, it's being a woman or, like, because, again, I know men can get stalked as well. But what I'm saying is, like, this is a teenage girl who is being stalked. And every single dude she sees on the street, what's she going to be thinking, you know? And I'm not saying that, like, but before someone goes like, well, you can't just blame every guy for this. I'm not saying that, like, you blame every guy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, like, if you're going through some horrible situation where someone is watching you, someone is constantly watching you, someone's stalking you, maybe sending you text, all this stuff here, right? You know what's going to happen? The guy in front of you in the line in the store is going to be suspicious to you. And again, this isn't me saying that, like, oh, she's paranoid. Because again, I'd go, like, I genuinely believe it's one of those things where, like, going to someone, hey, you're just paranoid, don't worry about it, is the worst thing you can do when someone's going through a situation like this. But what I'm saying is, it is totally it's rational to have the fear that anyone could be the person that's stalking you. So then, as I said, if you see someone watching you, you're going to go, that's him, right? And again, I don't know the full context. Again, my assumption is that I wonder if even if Kai was the guy at the start of the game with the silhouette, if you can go back and look at the silhouette, maybe it was Kai. And she saw Kai looking down the street and she thought, okay, that's him. Maybe that was where it all came from. It might just only been that one time and then like that's what her brain went to. We don't know. Like, I don't know the full context of everything. All we know is that her dad sent her to protect Sarah. And we don't know the full situation there. But what I'm saying is, and I hope it comes across as like in a good way, I think this is like an unfair situation for Kai and Sarah. Sarah has been going through something so traumatic, and to not have explained that there's this person watching out for you, of course you're going to think it's a stalker. I'm sorry. Of course you are. Like, for God's sake. And also, it's clear that Kai is also indebted in some ways to her dad, to the point that he's like, yes, I'll do this job. Of course I'll do this job. He was so emotional when he got the apron. Like, he seems so emotionally attached to the dad that he's going off then and watching over Sarah, unwillingly thinking, oh, I'm just helping out here. But in reality, from Sarah's perspective, it's like, that guy's weird. Right? And here's the thing. I want to make it clear here. Like, as I said, we need to know the context, because I will stand by what I say here, and I don't care what I don't care. If it is a situation where he, like, 20 times in a row, like, she saw him, at that point, then it's like, you can't do that. You can't. Even if you're watching out for someone, you can't. Like, even if it's like 2 or 3 times, of course she's got to think that. Jesus Christ, of course she's going to think that, like, oh, I seen the same guy 3 times staring right at me. What else is she going to think? Like, what else is she going to think? So that's what I'm saying, that I think it's a situation that was so brutal. And clearly, like, Kai wasn't in the right frame of mind when he got this, like, directive from because he's clearly emotional and very attached. But I want to just drive home how, like, terrifying this must be for Sarah. And that's again, I know it's like saying with Calvin, like, what about Kai when he was like, falsely. But the thing is, as well, like, I want to say this too, Sarah didn't like accuse Kai of anything. She didn't even. You know what I mean? She kept it to herself because she was worried about, again, that's that fear. What could happen? What could happen here, right? She didn't accuse him of doing anything. She kept her close to her chest. So it's not like she like outwardly said to everyone, hey, this guy's the stalker. So it's not like that situation at all. It's a situation where like she clearly was going through something so traumatic. And clearly, I think still had like a stalker, like 100%, right? 100%. That's why I'm thinking. I mean, maybe you guys are going to correct me or whatever, but I still think that she had a stalker. I'm very passionate about this because I just feel like this is a situation that could have been avoided completely. Unless there's some serious reason why he had to watch over. Like, let's say down the line we find out, like, because he said destiny and stuff like as well. Unless there's some serious reason why he had to watch over. I'm not sure. But my estimation is this, and this is my summary of all this. I hope this makes sense, right? Kai clearly wasn't in the right mind. And was always obviously very grateful for what her dad was doing. And when he got this directive, he took it seriously and said, I'm going to watch out for her and the family. It's very clear he was very grateful to the family. Sarah was clearly going through something unbelievably traumatic. So every single second shadow was going to seem like someone who's out to get you. And that's not me trying to say she's crazy or paranoid. It is totally, I think, rational when you have someone that's trying to who's stalking you or someone who's like following you or whatever, to believe that every single shadow and every single person that's looking at you a little bit strangely is that person, because that's what's going to make you feel, right? That's what it's going to make you feel. And I'm not saying that, like, that you're, because I know, like, I'm not a therapist, I don't know how that works, but like how could you ever tell someone who is having those feelings, like, every time I walk down the street I think it's this person, I think it's that person, it might be this person, I saw this person, I know it's this person. Like, how are you going to sit there and go like, you're just paranoid, right? No, you have to talk to them about it. Validate their feelings, because Jesus freaking Christ, like, it's probably the most terrifying situation ever. And I really think that this could have been avoided if, like, I don't know the full context. So I don't know, like, that the dad, like, has, like, the secret that he had to have someone protecting he's already had to. And maybe it's to do with this whole situation. Maybe it's something to do with this whole situation with the game or whatever. It could be that too. Because we have the emails as well, right? The emails that talked about, because maybe those emails are actually correct and it's about, like, him knowing they were in the game, him having connection to the family. Maybe he was able to communicate with the family from the outside. Who knows? It might be something to do with the game as well. So we don't know the full context of that. All I'm trying to say is that you can't blame Sarah for feeling like this could be this person that's stalking me 110%. And I think it's also tragic that in the end there, like, now we don't know if she'll find out later on or whatever, but we don't know the full context of, like, this whole story. I'm sure we'll get explained as time goes on, but I hope you get what I'm saying. I'm still, like, feeling terrible for Sarah in this situation. The Kai death was absolutely brutal and horrific, and it's this person that, like, defiantly died and wanted to give that defiance back to Sarah, clearly because he loves that family in some ways too. It could be a situation, as I said, it was wrong place, wrong time, where he was like watching over Sarah when she was walking home at night. But still, in that context, this is what I gotta say, guys, right? It doesn't make him evil, but Jesus Christ, like, you'd have to understand from the perspective of a freaking teenage gal that if, like, no matter if this person is a protector or someone who's lovely or whatever, if you see someone in the street gazing down at you or near you or following you, it doesn't matter if they're trying to protect you, you will think the worst. And that's not invalid. You will think the worst, right? Maybe I'm just talking too much about it, but I hope you get what I'm saying when I'm saying this whole situation is unfair. This whole situation is so unfair. This is such a horrible situation that had to unfold here, where someone was painted as a stalker that, again, we don't know the context, but they're saying is not an actual stalker here, was actually trying to protect Sarah. But also then Sarah had to go through the idea of, like, this person could be my stalker, so it added more paranoia to her as well, and her feelings aren't invalid for thinking that this person could be the stalker either. I wouldn't go back and change the way I validate her feelings because, again, she was going through a lot. I hope that makes sense. I'm not trying to, I don't know the full context, so I can't speak on it fully, but it is an absolutely terrifying situation and an unfair situation, like, all around. It's horrible. And the moment with Kai is really brutal. It's a really brutal moment. This game isn't going to shy away from those moments. And I really think it's like one of those things where, like, I'm going to be thinking about that image with his wrists up forever, man. It's such a horrible situation. The stuff with Joe is disgusting. It shows that this game is going to be doing a lot more horrible stuff, because it to me, it is the most brutal moment I've played, I think, in a video game. And I mean that because I think we've had more brutal deaths. But then again, sucking the blood completely out of someone isn't I don't think I can't think of something more brutal, but, like, I think it's the fact that they let Sarah try and think she had hopes of, like, healing him and saving him. that to me is why this is disgusting. That to me is why this is wrong. I think it's like one of those things where like it's completely different. Like if we watched him die, it would have been brutal anyway. It would have been disgusting. It was already a disgusting idea. It's the fact that they gave her the switch that would like prolong it and make him suffer for longer in the hopes of trying to save him shows that these game masters are not just here to do the specific rules of the game. They're hoping to find avenues to make things more brutal and make people more upset. They're hoping to make situations where people can be, whoever's watching this is being entertained even more by that stuff. And it's one of those things where like, if you are someone who would like if someone watched one of those things, like I feel I was watching this, like it's like they can try and justify it all they want, but like they're just bad, evil, disgusting, and should die themselves. Like me desperately trying to click it, right? And I realized towards the end, as my thumb was getting so sore, clicking it, my finger was getting so I should say, I realized in that moment, I was like, oh, this is impossible. We're not going to be able to save this guy. And that's the intention. They wanted her to have hope so she could be dashed in the end. Like Kana says, right? Don't give me hope because it might get dashed. We got to watch our friends suffer at the same time too. We now feel somewhat responsible in many ways for his suffering. Right? Because from Sarah's perspective now, and I'm not saying she should think this way, but let's see what this the thought process is. I found out Kai was a sage. And I proclaimed him to be the sage. That means all of a sudden, who is safe for being killed? Joe. If Joe was actually picked as a sage, as someone they would killed, both of us would be leaving this place and surviving. But our finding of the truth in Sarah's eyes led to Joe's death, when in reality, nobody in these death games, unless they obviously do something really horrific, but nobody in these death games can be blamed for the outcome of what happens in these death games. If you put 10 people in a room and say, well, only 2 people have to die, or you're going to die in 8 hours. The fact is, and I'm going to say this right now, we can all judge and be like, and again, I think the majority of people in the world, right, can't give an input on this. Like even I can't give an input on this because I don't know what it's like to be in a situation like this. You know what I mean? And none of us do. And to be in a situation where we have to make a choice like this. We watch the Saw movies or something and we go like, oh, I would have just like done nothing. You know, I couldn't do this. And it's like, can we really judge these people doing the votes when like they're told? Because what's going to happen here, and this is what I think is happening. And again, I can't judge this on experience, of course. But I think after they made that vote, and even if they voted Kai, I think what happened right after that was, what would happen is, okay, I'm saved. Oh, 2 people died. The realization sets in. Because all you're trying to do is save your life in that moment. And the realization sets in of what you did, right? And that's not, again, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's the fault of people who made this game. There's a kid in here, for God's sake. There's a freaking kid named Gin in here. But yeah, that guilt is going to be on her forever. And what Joe said in the end, I think, is one of the most beautiful sentiments of, I don't think anyone here is really a bad guy. And I think that's a really beautiful idea because, again, I think the real bad guys are the ones who like organize this. And what we saw there from So when he heard this is that he felt a bit rocked by it. And So was saying like, I'm like, he didn't say anything fully about it, but he said, which means to me, he's kind of like feeling it, right? He felt what, about what Joe said. And that means to me that there was a heart somewhere there in So. Even if So is being extra manipulative in this game, there's a heart somewhere in So as well. I love seeing everyone's opinions in the end and everyone's thoughts in the end. It's so sweet seeing now Rico and Gin, you know, wanting to be so supportive of Sarah and stuff like this too. The stuff with, and then like the big reveal at the end of the first, that's what's so crazy about this game, guys. There's so much stuff we still have to talk about. The reveal at the end of the chapter was that Alice had killed someone named So. So is that a coincidence? That's another mystery we're gonna have for the next few chapters. And then another part, we start off the chapter with like a preview, it seems, of Kotaro on the ground and Gin on the ground, tears in his eyes. Like, what a way to like start a chapter and end a chapter. And the game does this really well. Like the intriguing parts of this game are always really interesting. What's going to happen next? All this brutality, and then we go, wait, what? he killed someone named So, and then we go, what the hell is happening again? Like, they really have made this next chapter already so intriguing to the point that, like, when we play it next time, it's going to be super, super interesting. It's to me, a very, like, brutal experience. It really is. And it's a very dark experience. Yeah, my thoughts on this game is that this is an experience that is not for the faint of heart. To me, it's one of those things where, like, I know there's some people who watch this playthrough who haven't played the game yet. And there's some people who watch me play horror games or games like this because it's either too hard for them or, like, can get upsetting. And it's good to have someone to play with. And I want to say, like, it's whether you played this game before or whether you haven't played this game or whatever it is, I'm so glad to have you all along for the ride because I think you guys are going to help me and hopefully I'll help some of you as well with this stuff as well. Yeah, it's disgusting. It's brutal. That image, I'm never going to get the image of Joe out of my head. And now, of course, she's still thinking about how she's to blame when it comes to the Joe stuff as well. She's never going to get over this, right? She's never going to truly get over this. I'm kind of feeling a little bit lost now after this, guys. It was an incredible story, an incredible moment, some incredible horrific times here. It's really well written, and the characters are really interesting. But now we're going through this whole thing without Joe, which is brutal. I love that character. And just to give a little props to Joe, Joe was a character who, like, cared about our character, who cared so much about our character. Joe was a character who was the first person in this game to really give us a hand. Joe saved our lives with the key game. Joe we went back to our house when he realized something was wrong. Joe was the reason we were able to walk home and feel a little bit more safe. Joe was consistently trying to, like, back up for us. And even when we did disagree with him, he still backed up for us and he still cared about us. He wore that dog tag, that badge we gave him his whole freaking life. He cared about Sarah, and nothing can ever take that away from him as a character. He was a caring person, a trusting person, and the only consolation is that he's going to die before seeing all this other horrible stuff happening. That's not a consolation, I know, but, like, absolutely horrific stuff that's happening in this game, and I'm going to miss that character so much. Guys, if you want to see these videos early, you can see them on Patreon or YouTube members for €1 or whatever it is in your currency. That is on, as I said, Patreon or YouTube members, and that's for the entire month. If you want to get your name in the text credits it's going by right now, that is €10 or whatever it is in your currency, and you get credited in every single video. And if you want your name read out at the end of every single video verbally, that is €15 or whatever it is in your currency as well. I want to say thank you so much to my lovely patrons, first of all, at that highest tier. Ty502, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicitas Felix, Yuld, Anusta, Yisasif, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Liam, Ike Sperian, Jared Beanham, Neo Showerite, Leah 200, Malcolm Kunde, and the highest tier of my YouTube, RoyalGamer7, Blasco, and Lucinagi. I'll see you guys so soon. Bye-bye.